Hello, I have an absolutely massive book haul for you guys today. I think this is almost 60 books. And this isn't even the entire month because I did a book haul video earlier this month where I added a bunch of books, and now I'm adding just an insane amount of books again at the end of the month. And I blame the New York Times lists, both the Reader's Edition and the original list, and also the Booker Prize long list that came out a few days. Yeah, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. But I am super excited about these books. I have no regrets. These are all the books I really wanted when I saw them, either at thrift stores or online. The first book I got, well, not the first book, but the first book I'm going to talk about is A Room with a View. I don't know too much about this book, but it is a classic and it did sound really interesting, and I think I've been wanting to read this one. Geek Love, the premise sounded really interesting, so I grabbed this one because I like the pretty bright color. Sophie's Choice, I know this book, the premise is absolutely traumatic, and I've been dreading this story for a long time, but then I saw it, and it was in pretty good condition, and I kind of want to give it a shot because I know it's really well written, and people really like that book. This one's been on my TBR for a while, The Things They Carried. Tim O'Brien, I've been wanting to read it. I just heard it's really good, so wanted to grab that one. This is a Man Booker Prize winner, The Narrow Road to the Deep North, and the only reason I grabbed this is because it had a Man Booker Prize winner sticker. Same thing with Milkman. I don't know anything about it, but it won in 2018. And The Gathering also won in 2007. So I do really tend to like Booker Prize winning books. So anytime I find one that I don't already have, I usually grab it. Let Us Descend. I'm not sure. Oh, this is by the author of Sing Unburied Sing, which has been getting a lot of attention. So I grabbed this one. I'm not sure if it's been nominated for anything, but I keep seeing it on lists of important books. I grabbed 84 Charing Cross Road. I read this book already. I didn't like it very much, but it was really, really cheap. So I thought I'd just maybe give it another shot. It's really, really small, and I know some people love this book. So I just wanted to give it one more shot before I gave up on it, just in case I just didn't really get it the first time. This is The Story of a New Name, and it was a really interesting looking edition. This is the second book by Elena Ferrante in My Brilliant Friend series. So I read My Brilliant Friend last year and I loved it, so I was excited to find the second. This is Hyperion by Dan Simmons. I think this came up as like a really good sci-fi, so I wanted to give that one a shot. Here are some books by Leigh Bardugo. This one, Six of Crows, I actually bought new on Amazon because I found Crooked Kingdom, which is the sequel, at a thrift store. So I really, really loved Leigh Bardugo's other books that I read earlier this year, and I wanted to give her other books a shot, even if they are, I think, young adult. But that's okay. I just wanted more of her writing. I'm kind of starting to get into this fantasy thing. I got, how do I say this? Seven Eves by Neal Stephenson. I'm reading another book by him right now, Snow Crash, and I'm enjoying it. So when I saw this one, I grabbed it. It looked interesting. Then I found this book called The Unmaking of a Dancer, An Unconventional Life, and it's not the prettiest book, but this is a memoir by a ballet dancer, and at 39, happily married mother, she's donned a baggy leotard and began the painful struggle to dance again. Oh my gosh, that is so me right now. I've been back taking ballet classes and going back to my dreams that I had as a child. So this totally spoke to me. I had to grab this one and read it. Queen Unseen. This is my life with the greatest rock band of the 20th century. I love Queen so much. I'm such a huge fan of this band, so I had to grab this one. I Remember Nothing by Nora Ephron. I've been hearing really good things about Nora Ephron, and I've been wanting to read her book, I Feel Bad About My Neck. So I grabbed this one to see if I like it, because it was there. This book is terribly rated now that I've read the reviews, but it's a Jonathan Franzen, and I thought I'd give it a shot. I really liked his corrections. Interesting to read his short stories. Hopefully I like them more than other people. This book was really pretty. The Prisoners of Geography. I started reading the synopsis of this book, I think it's history, and it sounded really interesting to me. It's about politics and leaders and how geography affects various decisions, such as Putin and Crimea. So this really spoke to me, and I wanted to grab it because I'm a sucker for politics. Unbroken by Laura Hildebrand. This book I've been wanting to read for a while. It's supposed to be a really good nonfiction book about World War II, so I was excited to find that. Another Anne Applebaum book, I have a bunch by her, and this is Red Famine. This book is probably going to be really sad and really traumatic, but I've been wanting to read it. I really like her writing, and this is a book I've been wanting. Another book on history is The Red Roulette by Desmond Shum. This is all about China. I really like reading books about China, and this book was so pretty. So hopefully I enjoy that. Ghost in the Wires, My Adventures as the World's Most Wanted Hacker. This was really interesting to me. This is what is this? A memoir? A memoir about putting Kevin Mitkin in jail. Yeah, it sounded really interesting to me. Kevin Mitkin is the author. Oh, so he wrote this book with the guy he put in jail? That's interesting. Yeah, that sounded cool. The Language of Life, DNA and the Revolution in Personalized Medicine. That sounded really cool. I'm reading a lot of books on health and genetics right now. So, and Barack Obama has some nice things to say about this book. That's probably why I grabbed it. The Wizard and the Prophet. I've been wanting this book for a while. I'm not entirely sure what it's about, but look at all these people. Gary Tubbs. Okay, that's the only one I know. Oh, the author of The Sixth Extinction. I read that one. Yeah, so this just looks really interesting to me. I think I'm going to really like that one. This one I grabbed because it was like buy one, get one free in memoirs. I have no idea what it's about, but it was like the prettiest book they had on the shelf. And I don't know. The cover looked familiar to me, so I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I don't know. It was free. Dark Side of the Moon. I read a book about Wernher von Braun a couple years ago, and it was fascinating. And I don't know if this book is well rated. I actually think this book may be not very good, but I am very interested in this person, this scientist. So I wanted to get his memoir. And another Ellen Turning memoir. I'm sorry. Alan Turing biography, The Man Who Knew Too Much. This book isn't very well rated either, but this is my third one with this kind of cover. They're like little biographies, and I just wanted to complete my collection. So that's why I grabbed that one. The Arbornaut. That sounded really interesting to me, and the cover was so pretty. This book just spoke to me. I think it's about trees. The Secret Life of Lobsters. I think I've heard about this book before, and it was highly recommended, so I'm getting into animals now, I guess. It's animal science. And then The Math Lover's Companion. I just really like this book. It looks so pretty, and I don't know, I'll just stick it with all the other math books I bought and didn't read. Okay, so these two books I got just today because of all the Booker Prize nominations, the long list that came out yesterday, these two books are the highest rated and I think are most likely to win. So I wanted to get my hands on these two. My Friends by Hisham Mader and James by Percival Everett. I've heard absolutely incredible things about both of these books, and I think people are saying that James is very likely to win. This is a retelling of Huckleberry Finn from Jim's perspective. And I read Percival Everett's other book earlier this year. It was the one that was made into the movie American Fiction. It was called Erasure. And I absolutely love that book. So I'm so excited to get another book by Percival Everett. I have not read anything by Hisham Mader, but people are saying this book is absolutely incredible. So I just got these. They just came in today. Very excited about that. I also got Night Watch by Jane Ann Phillips. This is the book that won the Pulitzer Prize this year, which was a huge surprise, I think, to a lot of people. But I found it at the thrift store and I wanted to give it a shot because I like to read Pulitzer Prize winners and decide for myself whether they're good or not. So Yay. A bunch of these books I got because they were on the New York Times lists. I think this one was Homegoing was on the Reader's Choice. H is for Hawk was on the list. Kite Runner I did read already a couple of years ago, and this is a rebuy for me after getting rid of it. I did really like it when I read it. I thought it was really great. I liked it a lot. I just didn't think I was going to read it again, but now that it's been voted one of the best books of the 21st century, I decided, why not? Let's read it again. I also got a copy of Tom Lake. This was on the Reader's Choice list. I tried reading this book last year, and I just didn't like it very much, but I was listening to the audiobook that was narrated by Meryl Streep, and I just didn't like it. I was having a really hard time getting into. I didn't like the way she did the narration. Her voice just kind of grated on me. So I wanted to get the book and read the physical copy instead of listening to it, because people are saying really great things about this book, and I think I really do like the story because I do acting, and the idea of this girl going into movies and plays and being on stage and having the experiences that she did, that was really interesting to me. So I'm excited to start reading this one again. Alice Munro's Hate Ship, Friendship, Courtship, Love Ship, Marriage Stories. This was one of the books that was on both lists, I think. Same thing with Say Nothing, True Story of Murder and Memory in North Ireland. Also, did I read another book by this author? I think he wrote one of my other favorite books. I cannot remember the name. This is an older book by him, so I don't think he would have that book on here. But I think I do really like this author. Nickel and Dimed. I'm excited to find a copy of this. Actually, they had a ton of these copies, so I was just able to grab the newest updated version. The Sympathizer. This was an exciting find for me because I just read this book last year, and I didn't love it, but now that I think back on it, I think maybe I did really like it more than I thought I did. It's very unique. It's very interesting, so I'm excited to get that one again. Salvage the Bones was on one of the lists. Don't really know anything about it, but it's Jasmine Ward, and I think I have other books by her that I have not yet read. An American Marriage by Tyree Jones. This book was actually signed by her. Let me see where it is. Here it is. It's a signed copy, yay! So that was a cool find. I read this book years ago, and I did think it was really great. I just didn't think I was going to reread it. But again, now that it's made the lists, I do kind of want to go back and read it again. Because it was really good. And then Bringing Up the Bodies, this was, I think, maybe on both lists. And then The Covenant of Water was on the Reader's Choice list. And I've been seeing a lot of people reading this book, and I've been kind of wanting to read it as well. So that was a lucky find for me. And then last stack, I got the second Amulet graphic novel. I know this is for little kids, but I read the first one. I loved it, so I did want to read the second one. I have a tiny little book with Robert Frost poetry. I really like Robert Frost. I got the Rent book and lyrics from the Broadway musical. I really wanted this book. I really want to read this script. I got this from Goodreads. So this was sent to me by whoever represents Natalie Goldberg. And it's a Writing on Empty. I'm excited to read this book. This is a present from my sister for my birthday, and it finally came because it just came out yesterday. Or at least this edition came out. So I have not been reading Terry Pratchett since I just started Feet of Clay, and I read like the first page, and I just didn't continue. Not that it wasn't great. It was really, really good. I just got distracted. I think I just have too many books, so this doesn't help. This book was really cute. Constellations of the Forest, Alone in a Cabin in the Middle of Taiga. It sounded really cool. I really like the spine. Don't know anything about it, but looked really pretty. I got How to Win at Chess. I've been wanting this book for so long. I blame The Queen's Gambit. I just rewatched the show and I just reread the book, and I'm so into it. I don't really play chess or know anything about chess, but this book was so extremely well rated, and I think I'm really drawn to chess, and I do want to become a person who plays chess, and I've been accumulating books on chess, And at some point, I'll start maybe playing chess. I don't know. Introduction to Songwriting. I don't know why I bought this book. I kind of want to maybe write a song. It was kind of interesting. I don't know. It's like very basic, which would be good for me. This book was really interesting. This is Everyday Voice Care. Now that I'm a singer, and I've been working very hard for the last year on my singing, I kind of wanted to grab this to kind of help with some of the problems that I have when I get sick or when I'm not sounding very good. And I thought this looked really, really good and helpful. And then How Not to Diet. I have the other two books, How Not to Die and How Not to Age. So I wanted to grab How Not to Diet because he's really popular right now. Hidden Potential by Adam Grant. I did read this book last year, and I really, really liked the beginning, the first half of this book. And I actually loved it. And I want to reread it. So he actually had a lot of really great stuff to say that was extremely helpful. So I wanted to get a copy of that. And then finally, I got Conversations Between the Dalai Lama and Paul Ekman. And I've been getting some other books by the Dalai Lama. I just finished his happiness book, which was extremely helpful. So I wanted to get more by him. And this one was all about emotional balance and dealing with your emotions, and I think I really need that. I think everything, even if it's just reading a little bit, anger, resentment, and hatred, I think that's really useful. It's funny, I didn't want to get this book, and then I just thought about it for like half an hour, and then I went back and got it. I realized it was going to be very useful for me. So I know I got a ton of books, but I did want to start accumulating some of the books on the list that came out and kind of expanding my horizon. And I haven't been reading as much as I usually do this month, just because I had my musical that came out. We actually came out last weekend and we closed, and it was great, but I've just been at rehearsals just nonstop every day and haven't really been reading, or when I am reading, I haven't been concentrating as well on books. So I'm excited to get back into reading now that I don't have a musical to work on. Well, thank you for watching.